Welcome to another ASAP session. This is navigating common legal issues. I want to welcome Kristin Shanley. Kristin, do you want to give a quick rundown on what you do and what your role is on campus?
Yes. So again, my name's Kristin Shanley. I am contracted by the Student Association to provide free legal consultation to SUNY students, whether they're on campus, off campus, however they're affiliated with the school. I do that either on site. I am on campus for approximately 3 hours a week, where I go to the Student Association offices and use one of the offices there where I can meet students in person, or I'm always available through email or phone for people who either can't make it during those times or who are not located physically on campus. And what I do is talk to people about what their questions are. A lot of common questions have to do with signing leases. If you're living on campus, some people come in with traffic tickets. Some people come in having issues with roommates. We talk through it, and if it's something I can help with, then I give them my advice, or they can actually hire me outside of campus if they need an attorney, or if it's something specialized, such as, say, immigration law. I don't specialize in anything like that, but I can send that person on to someone who does. So I'm kind of a stopping point. Like, these are my issues. What can we do to address them? What direction am I pointing you in, or how can I help?
And you did mention as long as it's someone associated with Oswego, like a student, whether it's
Mhm.
online or in person, it is free of charge, right?
Correct. The consultation is, and that's sometimes confusing to people. Like, they'll come in and say, well, okay, I need you to go to court with me. That's not what I'm contracted to do. I'm contracted to give you a free consultation to get you where you need to go. Whether
Yeah.
that's hiring an attorney, whether it's talking through a lease issue with a landlord, that part is free.
Okay.
And it's covered by your student association dues, which I believe every student, whether on campus or off, pays.
And I know you mentioned a few common issues that people come to you with. Um, how would you handle it if someone came to you with more so like a criminal
Well,
law issue?
so actually, this past year, I took a position as an assistant district attorney for the DA's office in Oswego County. So if someone comes in and has a criminal question, I immediately find someone else for them to talk to, because it would be a conflict for me to do that. But that again goes to finding the right person for them to speak with. Most likely in a criminal situation, they're probably going to have to hire an attorney anyway. The
Okay.
most common one
You
is
get
definitely
connected.
leases. Like, if you're signing a lease for an off-campus apartment, I can go over your lease with you. I can show you, where I think there's issues, make sure you understand what you're signing. I can also tell you, because I'm from the area, whether or not the landlord you're about to sign a lease with is someone that has a good reputation or has a bad reputation. That's something that's completely covered by the
Mhm.
student association. That I think has become the most popular part, is going through leases, because a lot of students have never lived off campus. So when you see leases, you don't even, I mean, you could get a 5 or 6 page lease and you might not know a lot of the things that are in it. So to me, that's become the most popular aspect of my job, is going through leases with people and showing them, hey, this is a red flag, or this is what you need to look out for.
Mhm.
And again, knowing the landlords in the area. Other than that, I've in this past year, I've had people come in asking questions about child support. I've had people ask questions about divorces, because we do have students who are older, who are married. Family court has come up, like custody issues. Criminal things have definitely come up in the past. Immigration questions had come up, where we found someone an attorney. I found someone an attorney in Syracuse who was able to handle that. Trying to think, we've talked about political things, like clubs come in and talk to me if, like, certain clubs need to write up contracts or handle things. I am there for student association recognized clubs to help them with their contracts as well.
Okay. And when you were mentioning leases, because that's something you deal with a lot, um, is it true that they recently changed or are going to change the amount of time a landlord gives notice before they can kind of evict someone? Or do you know the general time frame?
Evictions are ever changing. Honestly, since COVID, they've gotten a lot more difficult. But those laws change all the time, so I wouldn't be surprised if that is changing. One thing that changed recently was security deposit laws. Like as a landlord, you have a certain period of time to give back that security deposit or tell someone why they're not getting the security deposit back. And if you miss that time, then you have to give it back. So certain things that, people don't know. One thing that's very common around here with certain landlords is not getting your security deposit back. So another reason why I say to people, if you're signing a lease with a specific landlord, you want to make sure you have these things in order because there's a good chance they're going to try not to give you your security deposit back. But those laws are ever changing. And that's definitely something I can research for someone if they're sitting there or need to understand it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good that especially that's something that could kind of you could bounce back to someone pretty quickly, it sounds like.
Yes,
That's like
and people will leave the office after I meet with them and I give them my email and say, follow up with me, tell me how things are going, or, if you have more questions. So it's definitely can be a continuing relationship if they still need advice. I can tell you what my contact information is, what my hours are. So people who possibly are watching this know that I exist. That probably is year by year it changes. Some years it's well known that I'm there. Other years it's not. So the more avenues we have to get that information out there to let people know that there is free legal consultation on campus, that is helpful. I am on campus on Wednesdays from 4:30 to 6 and on Thursdays from 1 to 2:30. I tried to do an evening and a daytime for people, whether it's to avoid missing classes or they're just on campus kicking around. I use the Student Association President's office in the Point, that's in the Murano Center. My phone number, if I am not on campus at my private office, is 315-343-2610. And an email address, which is the best way to try to get a hold of me if it's not on campus, is kshanley @K as in Sam, G as in grave, law, LAW, PLLC.com. And a lot of people, and that information is posted in the Point. And I do get a lot of people who email me that just can't make it during my hours.
me in at the end. So I'm Tori. That's great. I'm a graduate assistant for the Office of the Dean of Students. And good thing that I'm mentioning that too, because if you have any questions or need any support or don't know where to start, our office is really good for connecting you as a student to whatever that resource may be. So maybe if you didn't know about Kristin and you emailed us and you're asking a question regarding a law or a lease or anything, we would have connected you with Kristin. So in addition to all the information that she just shared, you're always also welcome to reach out to our email, which is Office of the Dean of Students at oswego.edu. Sorry, for a second I thought.
And if I could just add one thing, because I probably should have added this at the front. Anything that, just like with any of my clients, if you come to speak with me, it is confidential. It's not something I go out and talk to other people about. So just, letting people know that it is a safe place to have a conversation and that it's not something that I ever go to tell anyone in the school or any administration or anything like that.
Yeah. And then again, we just want to stress that you do not need to physically be on campus to utilize these services.
Hopefully people utilize it. Like I said, there are years when I'm kind of just unknown. And then there are other years where I definitely am able to talk to a lot more students. So I'm happy to talk to anybody who needs any kind of consultation.
Yeah. And as a reminder, like if you're viewing this and you end up not needing any services for yourself, if you overhear anyone on campus or like any other student, maybe you have a classmate online that they're having an issue with something in that regard, tell people. Because, like Kristen said, a lot of people may not know about our 1 year, and then it is like back and forth, but just spread the word because it helps that people know.
I agree.
Yep. So we are going to include a lot of contact information. If you need anything else going forward, feel free to reach out to Kristen or to the Office of the Dean of Students. And thank you for watching.